Hey everybody, so it's the beginning of August, and so for most of us, we know what that means. It is back to school time. If you are a parent, or better yet, an educator, a teacher, a daycare provider, you may be wondering what are some effective sensory-based classroom strategies that can really help the children in your class excel this year. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some sensory-based strategies that are going to really help your children be more calm, be more regulated, be more alert, and be more ready to learn when school starts back this season. First up is flexible seating options. Traditional desks and chairs may not suit every student. You may want to consider incorporating wobble stools, beanbag chairs, or even standing desks. These alternatives can help students stay much more focused and comfortable. Flexible seating can make a big difference in students' ability to concentrate and engage in learning. The second tip that I have for you is to create quiet corners in your classroom. Creating a designated quiet area with soft lighting, noise-canceling headphones, and calming activities can provide a necessary retreat for students who need a break from sensory overload. This space can be a lifesaver for students needing a moment to regroup and calm down. Tip number 3 is to offer your students some type of access to a sensory tool. Sensory tools are another great addition. Fidgets, stress balls, and putty can help students self-regulate and focus during lessons. Allowing these tools can lead to better concentration and reduce anxiety. Remember though, if you're going to use a fidget, make sure it is one that is not distracting for the child, but is one that is actually helping them to focus. Tip number 4 is to allow the children in the classroom to have some type of access to a weighted item as necessary. Weighted items like lap pads, weighted vests, or blankets provide deep pressure input, which can be incredibly calming for some students. These items can help students feel grounded and secure. But of course, if you are going to be using some type of weighted pad or vest or blanket in your classroom, make sure you get the professional opinion of an occupational therapist who can actually prescribe some type of weighted garment, especially if there is a child that has particular sensory processing needs in your class. Tip number 5 is to make sure you are offering some type of movement break throughout the learning day. Don't forget the importance of movement breaks. Short, frequent breaks for activities like stretching, jumping jacks, or a quick walk can help students release energy and refocus. Regular movement breaks can significantly improve attention and behavior. Tip number 6 is to have sensory bins in your classroom. Sensory bins can be filled with so many different textures like sand, rice, or beans. And this offers great tactile exploration and calming activities for the children in your class. These bins can be a wonderful resource for hands-on learning and sensory regulation. Tip number 7 is to teach calming techniques to your students. Teaching calming techniques such as deep breathing exercises, guided imagery, mindfulness can equip students with tools to manage stress and anxiety and even sensory overload within the classroom environment. Teaching calming techniques can help students to remain calm and focused throughout their day. Tip number 8 is to offer visual and auditory supports. Visual schedules and visual cues can help students understand routines and expectations. So be sure to use visual schedules and visual cues and even visual timers, because these supports can make the classroom much more predictable and way less overwhelming. And as a bonus tip, don't forget the importance of communication and collaboration. Collaboration and communication are key. Developing things such as sensory diets with an occupational therapist, or just maintaining open communication with other staff members, other therapists, and other parents that are involved with their children in the learning process can help all of you all create effective effective sensory processing strategies for your students. Working together ensures that we meet the need of each student's unique sensory needs. By incorporating these sensory strategies, we can be sure to provide a more inclusive and supportive learning environment for your student. Just remember, going back to school can be such a huge transition for kids, especially if this is the first time a child is transitioning into a school setting. So my advice to you is, number one, have grace. Number two, practice patience, and definitely implement these sensory strategies. Now, after watching this video, you also may be thinking, how do I even know if a child will need sensory strategies? How can I tell if they are, for example, a sensory seeker or somebody who needs additional sensory input to help them attend and help them be more regulated? Well, click this video to learn all about the signs that your child may be a sensory seeker or the children in your classroom may be sensory seekers.